folks, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is the start of my prep work to change out my swing arm. This is the swing arm for those that don't know, and what I've got to do is remove a bunch of stuff, clean things up, because I don't want to sit back here and work in a bunch of grease. But anyhow, I took the shield off of the countershaft sprocket, took the little black flange that they had over on this side off, and then I went ahead and loosened up the bolt or the nut, and took the nut off of on this side over here, and that loosens all of this up. Now the bolt that goes through the swing arm bolt is going to go out that direction over there. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to set it up because I've still got the knobby tire on the back of this, and I wanted to go ahead and put my V-rubber VRM 022 tire back on here. The only time I'll be running the knob is when I go into the single track trail area, and I know I'm going to be going in there, and I know it's going to be wet. And man, it is getting ready to rain on us like crazy. But anyhow, I know it's going to be wet and nasty up there, and you need a little extra rear traction. That's why I'm going to do that. But anyhow, I should be getting the swing arm, I doubt later today, but more than likely tomorrow, according to the tracker on the order that I did. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the rear wheel off of here, loosen up the shocks on the back on the bottom side, take them off, and go ahead and pull the swing arm out of there, clean it all up, and set it out. And the reason I'm doing the swing arm is I'm saving 3.5 pounds of low down weight on this. Plus I'm going with an aluminum swing arm instead of the steel. Maybe it'll handle a little bit better. I should be able to feel the difference when I go out and start riding on the trails. So anyhow, stay tuned. We're going to be showing some of this stuff on the video. So talk to y'all later. Okay folks, first thing I got to do is I got to take that rear wheel off. And to do that, I need a 10 millimeter, 12 millimeter, 14 millimeter, and a 19 millimeter. 10 and 12 are going to work right here on the chain adjuster bolts on both sides. Then I need the 14 over here on the left side and the 19 over here on the right side. And I'm going to cinch those off real quick and then show you what it looks like with the rear wheel off and what has to be lined up to put it all back in there. So anyhow, talk to y'all later. Now on the left side over here, when you drop your axle, pull your axle out, then you want to pull your chain off of the rear sprocket, and you want to just sort of lift it up here out of the way, just like that. Now your rotor, brake rotor, should have pulled out of the caliper just like that. And now comes the fun part. You want to take it out. Now the reason I went and put this bike up on 2-inch blocks is to give myself a little more space to get this out. And what you do is you just tilt it to the side like that, and it comes right out. Now, see, now as I'm going to go ahead and put my V-rubber back on, I'm going to have to pull the sprocket hub out of the wheel itself. And it's not that easy of a deal to do, but I'm going to try and do it. Alright, I'm going to shut this off, and then I'm going to get it out, and then act like I just got it all out at one time, okay? Hey, Jesus. Okay. When it pops out of there, folks, and I laid it down like this so I could put a hand on each side of the sprocket here and bounce it coming up. Now when this comes apart, you want to be careful, because inside here
is a spacer that goes in just like that. Okay, I'm going to show you one more time how it goes in there. See the spacer? Okay, the small end goes down into the sprocket hub like that. Put it off the side, get it out of your way. Now inside here you're going to have rubber grommets. There's 4 of them in here. See that? Those come out. Pull all 4 of them out of here. And we're going to put them back on the other wheel, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Now, the spacer right here came from this side over here. On the outside, right here. So there's a spacer that goes on the outside there. There's a spacer that goes on the inside of that sprocket hub. And then there's a spacer right here. And see the difference in the spacer? This one's a real skinny little sucker, and the other one's quite a bit bigger. Okay, so we're gonna set those all right there. This wheel is going back in to the shop. But yeah, you're gonna love this. All my other wheels and tires, because I'm done messing with those for right now. I will put that knobby tire back on the back of this when I'm going back up to the single track trails during the rainy season, but it's looking like we're getting really close to the dry season starting, and so it's looking like it probably won't be doing that anytime soon. So anyhow, I'm gonna put this all together and I'm gonna show you how I do it. All right, so stay tuned. Okay folks, got the rear wheel and the swing arm off. I'm gonna show you what I've got here. You're gonna have to loosen the top nut on your shock and take the bottom nut off, and that'll allow it to swing out like this. On both sides, you're going to have to loosen this nut, this bolt up, and then it'll swing out far enough too. Then you can pull this swing arm off. Before you do that, there's a little bolt that goes in that little spot right there, and it fits right in here. Looks a lot like this little sucker here, okay? And that holds your brake caliper line on. You want to make sure you keep that. You're going to need it with the other. Now, this chain slider right here, leave it on your swing arm. You're not going to be using it on the new one. And it's amazing, folks, how heavy that swing arm is. Now, this is the hub off of the sprocket hub off of the CT125. Now, this spacer right here is going to go on this side of it with your rotor, okay? This is the skinny spacer, and it goes in there like so. Now, my suggestion is to grease it up a little bit and slide it in there and keep it set up there. Then you're going to need the spacer that's in here, and like I said earlier, the small side goes in here. Now grease it up real good before you put it in there, and it should sit in there just like that. Now these rubber grommets will fit in here, and remember, it's a big size and a little size, so you don't put two little sizes in one of them. You got to put a big size and a little size in each one of them. Okay, once you put that back together and you've got your spacers here, the spacer on the inside there and the spacer on this side, then that wheel's ready to go back on the swing arm, which is down here right now, but the new swing arm. So we're going to put this in the shop. I'm going to run a piece of wire in between the center of that coming out this side. I'm going to loop it around, tie it off.
That is so I don't lose those spacers. And before I put it back in there, I'm going to set back and I'm going to lubricate everything inside that. So I'm going to pull that hub back off, lubricate the spaces in between, the part that goes in there, the spacers that are in there, lubricate those with grease and make it to where they slide in there nice. If you don't do this, if you don't lubricate all of that stuff plus your axle, when you get ready to put your axle back in there, if you don't lubricate this entire axle, you're asking for troubles down the road. So just remember that. But anyhow, got one more thing. If you notice my hand, notice how black that is. Yeah, a quick easy way to clean your hands is don't go to the sink and get soap and water and lava soap or whatever and try and clean those up. The simplest way to do this is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this exactly, but you take some WD-40, all right? WD-40, it's available even in countries like Thailand, all right? And you just sit back there and spray it on your hand, like so. Put it down the other one, like this, also. I mean, it's real simple. And sit back and rub them all together, just like that. And if you notice, all that black soot and grease and all that stuff is disappearing off my hands. Then, okay, once you've used the WD-40 on your hands and got all that grease nice and loosened up, take a rag like so and just dry your hands off with the rag and get all that grease and everything off. Then you can go over and go to a sink and wash it off with soap and water, and your hands will end up looking like this. Okay, I know it's hard to believe it's the same hands, but yeah, it works great. So okay folks, till tomorrow. Yeah, my bike looks like shit right now, doesn't it? Yeah, okay, we'll fix it, we'll get it right. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. It's the next day, and guess what showed up? Yes, my new swing arm, and they delivered it to my house, and the total cost for shipping, delivery, and the price of the swing arm and this nice little box that it is was less than $80 US. So we're gonna sit back, unbox this thing, and slap her on there and take her for a test ride. I should be able to, you know, like pop half-mile wheelies now with it. No, swing arm's not gonna do that. You guys know that. Anyhow, I'm gonna uncrate it and stick it on. Stay tuned. We're gonna see this. Okay, folks. I just went and unboxed this out of the box, and I picked it up and I'm going, my God, that thing is so light. I mean, look at this. Yeah, and I'm an old man, okay? Look at my muscles. Huh? Look at them straining. Look at that with this. Huh? God, it is so much lighter. Oh, hell, I may be able to take this thing and go jump, you know, double jumps at the motocross track. No, I'm not gonna be able to do that either. I might be able to bunny hop it over a stump. No, maybe bunny hop it over a twig. But anyhow, man, I'm digging putting this on there. And then they have shipped my exhaust system, so maybe not tomorrow. What's the day? Shit, I don't know. Wednesday, maybe Friday we'll get it, and we'll do a video on it. But I'm gonna put this on and go ahead and show you what it looks like as I'm installing it, and then we're gonna ride it around out here in the grass track. You know, the grass track, the famous place I crashed. So anyhow, talk to y'all later. Okay folks, I'm through on and gawking at how the workmanship on this thing is. It's, I mean, Jesus, the the welds on this is just picture perfect. And tight, get this. These are the bolts for the rear shocks on it. They're titanium. My goodness. You know, so anyhow, we're gonna put this thing on. So first things first, we want to get down here and we're gonna lay it down here about where it's gonna go, in this area right here. But see this chain? Now it's on the outside and it needs to be on the inside of this. So what we're gonna have to do, bear with me here, slide it in there like so. Chain has to be in that position right there to be able to put this up there. Now we're gonna go ahead and lay it up here, and right here's the bolt hole for the swing arm bolt, and I'm gonna lube this up in here and lube it up real good, shove that bolt up there with the swing arm on it and get it to where it's hanging. I've got a spacer right here that has to go on there, and that's gonna go in between this plate right here and the swing arm pivot bolt. So I don't know why they got that in there, but it's got to be there. So anyhow, bear with me. I'm gonna put this up there and then we're gonna look at it. Okay. Okay, folks. We're still busting it, but I got the swing arm on, got the rear wheel back up in there, got the chain back on and tightened up the way it should be. Just so you know, that's about right. But man, that swing arm looks great. Still have to put the cover over the countershaft sprocket and the black cover that comes over right here. Still got to put those on there. But man, that thing's sweet. Oh. Got the rear brake in there set up right. Got everything. Got titanium bolts now for my rear shocks. But oh, that thing's sweet. It is nice. Look at that. Okay, I got to put those two covers on, and then I'm going to take it for a little spin. We'll see how it works. So stay tuned. Hey folks, got the swing arm stuck on here, and I'm really happy with it. For one, it's so much lighter than the bike was before. I mean, look at this. I can sit back now and pick the ass into this bike up. No sweat. So, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. And remember, we're still having that sprocket giveaway. So, for you to sign up for this video for it, all I need you to do is hit the like button and make sure you're a subscriber and leave me a comment saying why you want that sprocket. So, talk to y'all later. Hope you enjoyed this.